You know what's surprising? The real cure for arthritis pain might not be sitting in your medicine cabinet. It might be sitting in your kitchen. That's right. For years, I battled stiff knees, aching joints, and fingers that barely bent. In the morning, I tried the creams, the pills, the therapy sessions, but nothing gave me lasting relief. Until one day, almost by accident, I discovered something that changed everything. It wasn't a miracle cure. It was food. But not just any food, specific anti-inflammatory foods I now eat every single day. And the difference? It's like night and day. So stay with me until the end, because I'm going to share the top 4 powerful foods that help me naturally fight off arthritis pain. And they can help you too. If you're someone over 45 struggling with joint pain, stiffness, or inflammation, this video could be your turning point. And if you've been told that pain is just a part of aging, don't believe it. There's hope, and you deserve to feel better. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment about your arthritis journey. It helps others, and it helps this video reach more people who truly need it. Now, let's get into it. The first food I want to share with you is one I had completely ignored for most of my life: turmeric. You've probably heard about it. It's that golden yellow spice often used in curries and traditional South Asian cooking. But what most people don't realize is that turmeric contains a powerful compound called curcumin, which has been scientifically studied for its anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving properties. I first learned about turmeric not from a doctor, but from a retired orthopedic specialist I met at a wellness retreat. He told me, if people knew the power of turmeric, they'd put it next to their toothpaste. That stuck with me, so I started adding turmeric to my daily routine. At first, it was a teaspoon in warm water with a dash of black pepper because pepper helps your body absorb curcumin better. Within 3 weeks, I noticed my morning stiffness had reduced. Within 6 weeks, I was walking longer, sleeping better, and even cutting back on over-the-counter pain meds. Real changes. Now here's something interesting. Studies published in journals like Phytotherapy Research and the Journal of Medicinal Food have shown that curcumin can be just as effective as some common anti-inflammatory drugs, but without the harmful side effects. That's huge. It's not just ancient wisdom. It's backed by modern science. And the best part? You don't need much. Just a small daily dose can make a noticeable difference, especially if you've been dealing with chronic inflammation. Of course, consistency is key. You can't eat turmeric once and expect magic. But when you commit to it, when you make it a daily part of your life, it starts working quietly in the background, calming your joints, protecting your cartilage, and easing your pain. It's like giving your body a soft, steady hand instead of a sharp jolt from painkillers. If you're still watching, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried turmeric for arthritis? Drop a comment below. And if not, let me know what you've tried and what's worked for you. In the next part, I'll talk about a simple fruit that has become my favorite nighttime snack, not only because it's delicious, but because it naturally lowers inflammation while I sleep. So don't miss it. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next part. And remember, small changes can lead to big healing. The second food that's now a non-negotiable part of my daily life is one that many people overlook, even though it's probably sitting in their fridge right now. I'm talking about tart cherries. Yes, those small, sour little fruits that most people only think about around the holidays. But let me tell you, tart cherries are one of nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory tools, and they've helped me sleep better, reduce swelling, and wake up with less pain in my knees and hands. Here is the story. A few years ago, I read a study from the University of Michigan that showed tart cherry extract could significantly lower markers of inflammation in the body, particularly C-reactive protein, or CRP, which is a key indicator of chronic inflammation. That caught my attention. Then I heard a lecture by a nutritionist who'd worked with athletes recovering from injuries, and he mentioned that many of them use tart cherry juice to speed up recovery and reduce muscle soreness. That's when it clicked, if it works for inflammation in athletes, why not arthritis in older adults? Now I started experimenting. At first, I drank a small glass of unsweetened tart cherry juice about an hour before bed. It tasted sharp, nothing like the sweet cherry juice you find in most grocery stores, but it quickly became something I looked forward to. After a few nights, I noticed I was falling asleep faster. Then, within a couple of weeks, the difference in my joint stiffness was undeniable. It wasn't gone completely, but it was noticeably better. Mornings didn't feel like a battle anymore. What makes tart cherries special is that they're rich in anthocyanins, natural compounds that give them their deep red color. These anthocyanins have strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. They work by blocking the same enzymes that many over-the-counter pain medications target. Except tart cherries do it naturally and gently, without upsetting your stomach or raising your blood pressure. And there's more. Tart cherries also contain melatonin, which supports better sleep. And let's not forget how closely sleep and inflammation are connected. Poor sleep leads to more inflammation, and more inflammation leads to poor sleep. It's a vicious cycle, but tart cherries help me break it. That's why I now make sure to eat a handful of dried tart cherries or drink a few ounces of tart cherry juice every single day. If you're someone who struggles with waking up sore or feeling inflamed during the night, give tart cherries a try. Start small. Look for the unsweetened juice or try dried versions with no added sugar. And give it at least a week or two. You might be surprised by how your body responds. Make sure to like this video if it's been helpful so far, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. In the next part, I'll reveal a food that almost no one talks about, but it's been a daily game changer for my joint health, especially when combined with the right kind of fat. Stay tuned. Now, let's talk about the third food on my daily list. This one surprised me the most because it's so simple, so humble, and yet so powerful. It's not flashy. It doesn't come in a fancy bottle or get promoted by celebrities. But when it comes to healing inflammation from the inside out, walnuts are one of the best foods you can eat. I call them nature's anti-inflammatory nuggets, and I'll tell you why I first started eating walnuts because a friend, who's a retired rheumatologist, casually mentioned them during a conversation. He said, "If my arthritis patients would just eat a small handful of walnuts every day, I think half of them wouldn't even need to see me as often." That really stuck with me. So I started doing my own research and digging into the science. What I found amazed me. Walnuts are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, specifically ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, which the body converts into EPA and DHA, the same anti-inflammatory compounds found in fish like salmon. Now here's the key. Omega-3s help block inflammatory pathways in the body, reducing the production of cytokines, which are chemicals that fuel inflammation. And when you combine that with the antioxidants and polyphenol in walnuts, you get a food that not only protects your joints, but also supports heart health, brain function, and even blood sugar stability. But don't just take my word for it. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that regular walnut consumption was linked to lower levels of inflammatory markers. And another clinical trial showed that people who added just 1 ounce of walnuts to their diet each day had significantly reduced levels of interleukin-6, IL-6, a major inflammatory chemical that's been linked to arthritis, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. Now, from personal experience, I can tell you this. Within a month of eating walnuts daily, about 8 to 10 halves in the afternoon as a snack, I noticed that I wasn't getting those midday flare-ups anymore. You know the kind, where your hands suddenly feel tight, or your knees start to throb after sitting for a while. That was happening less and less. And now? It's rare. Here's how I do it. I keep a small container of walnuts with me during the day. Nothing fancy, just raw, unsalted walnuts. Sometimes I mix them with a few dried blueberries for flavor, but most days, I just eat them plain. The key is consistency. And here's a quick tip. Try soaking them overnight if you have trouble digesting nuts. It makes them easier on your stomach and activates some of the enzymes. If you've been relying solely on medication to manage your arthritis, I want to challenge you. Just try adding walnuts into your routine for 30 days. It won't cost much. It won't take much effort. But the impact might surprise you. What's your go-to snack for joint health? Let me know in the comments. And if this video has given you even one useful idea, don't forget to like and share it. It really does make a difference. And now we're almost at the final food, possibly the most powerful one on the list. In the next part, I'll reveal the ancient ingredient that I once overlooked, but now credit as the secret to reversing years of silent inflammation. So make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next part. Alright, we've come to the fourth and final food. And trust me, I saved the best for last. This one isn't just a food, it's an ancient remedy, a traditional staple, and something our ancestors consumed almost daily. Yet, in today's fast-paced world, most people have forgotten about it. I'm talking about bone broth. Yes, The simple, slow-cooked broth made from animal bones, simmered for hours, sometimes even a full day, until it releases every drop of its healing nutrients. Now, before you scroll away thinking this sounds too basic, let me tell you this. Bone broth has had a bigger impact on my joint health than any supplement I've ever taken. And I say that with complete honesty. I first started using it during a particularly painful winter when my knees were so stiff in the mornings I could barely make it down the stairs. I remembered a lecture by a holistic doctor who said, "If your joints are falling apart, feed them what they're made of." Bone broth is rich in collagen, gelatin, glucosamine, and chondroitin, exactly what your joints need to rebuild and stay cushioned. As we age, collagen production drops, but drinking a warm cup of bone broth daily gives your body the raw materials to repair itself from the inside out. Within weeks, I had less stiffness, better mobility, and even relief from hip aches. Many over 50 friends have told me it's helped them too, with joints, and even digestion. Asterisk if you can't make it at home, store-bought is fine. Just choose low sodium, no preservative options. But if you can, simmer beef or chicken bones with vinegar and herbs for 12 to 24 hours. Your joints will thank you. Now there you have it. Turmeric, tart cherries, walnuts, and bone broth, the 4 anti-inflammatory foods I eat every day. They've helped me move better, sleep better, and live better. Which will you try first? Comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more natural joint healing tips.